What up, Prince Sports here. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and all that other good stuff. Yo, I want to talk to you guys about greatness. What is greatness in sports? Okay? Why is Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson more respected than Floyd Mayweather? Why is Michael Jordan more respected than LeBron James? So on and so on. I'm going to tell you why. Listen, my grandpa used to always say, Prince, you only get one time to make a first impression on somebody. That's it. Okay? No matter what you do or say, how you presented yourself the very first time you walk through that door is how people are going to present you. This is how people are going to perceive you to be. Okay? So when it comes to greatness, this pertains to LeBron James. You had the stigma of being a choke artist for X amount of years, okay? And regardless of him hitting clutch shots here and there, you're still regarded as a choke artist because people see those moments of you coming up small in big moments more than the times that they seen you come up big in big moments, okay? Example taking, not just a 2011. 2014, people were watching the games. So when you look like you don't want no parts of another guy that's going at you, being seriously aggressive with you, or trying to stop you and putting clamps on you, but you're hesitating to score on this guy, you go into passive mode. People look at that as a sign of weakness. When you're an alpha and you go into passing mode, when situations don't call for you to pass the ball. This is a problem with LeBron. Dog, when the game is on the line or when it's important, you have to step up. You're the number one option. You're the alpha on the team. It's your job to not just help your role players feel comfortable, but it's your job to get going. You got to cook, okay? You can't have guys like Kawhi Leonard, a young puppy Kawhi Leonard, making you appear to be shook. Iguodala, a guy in 2015 that you said you got tired. LeBron said he got tired in the finals. I never heard a superstar say something like that. You got tired. Why? Because Steve Kerr switched Iguodala on you, and he started to wear you out. That shouldn't happen if you're LeBron James. You're one of the greatest basketball players of all time. You can't be having guys do that to you, okay? For Jason Terry to be disrespecting you and talking to you like that, you think he would have did that to Mike? Think about that. Mike never got the disrespect that you got because Mike wouldn't tolerate it. He always put his foot on somebody's neck, even in losing moments. Michael Jordan has always came through, okay? He got swept by the Boston Celtics. What he did, he still burnt them fools for 63, 49. He still was the best individual player on the floor. We don't suspect you to win every finals, LeBron, because the simple fact, I didn't suspect you to beat the Golden State Warriors in 2018. But you still should have looked like the best individual player on the floor, which you did not, okay? To this day, people will say Kevin Durant cooked you, you know? And they say he cooked you every time the finals come because when the big moments came, it was just you and him. You ran away from the challenge. Now, to your credit, Kevin Durant ran away from the challenge in game one. He didn't want no parts of LeBron in game one, but he did step up to the challenge sooner or later. These are things that we don't know Michael Jordan to do. Michael Jordan was always up for a challenge. Okay? Rather he lost or win, he still was up for a challenge. Until for you LeBron James homers, we don't say Jordan's the greatest basketball player of all time because of 6 titles. It's deeper than that. I always said your individual diamonds and your team success have to equal to each other, okay? So when I said earlier before, if Jordan won 4 championships in a row and then just lost the very next season, that still wouldn't hurt his legacy in terms of being a GOAT, okay? There's plenty of superstars that have lost in the finals, okay? That still doesn't take away their credibility for being a top 5 best player of all time. And LeBron, I got you in my top 5, even though you got 6 finals losses, okay? So it's deeper than that, okay? It's how your impact on the game is and what you do on big moments. What circumstances have you overcome to win? Okay? How did you react when certain situations arose? I give you a perfect example. When J.R. Smith fucked things up for you, you went to the bench and he started crying. You know, he gave up. You know, you had the game into overtime. You could have put your foot on their neck more. Get at them fools more. You know, you had another overtime to close the game out, regardless of J.R. Smith's crazy antics. Okay. 2014, you didn't want no smoke with Kawhi. You went into passive mode whenever Kawhi Leonard was guarding you. And I showed in the video, he stopped your numbers, okay? He stopped your productivity on the offensive end to the fact that you were second guessing and you started coming into passive mode. Same thing in 2015. You was up 2-1. You know what it would have did if you dropped 60 and went up 3-1 against that 2015 Golden State Warriors team? You could have possibly did the impossible, okay? Things like that would have propelled you to GOAT status if you did things like that. If you won in 2015, you came back from 3-1 in 2016, kudos to you. You got that one. But you should have did the same thing in 2015. Because if you did something like that in 2015, instead of just saying you broke down and you got tired, you can't say that when you're an athlete and you're competing. You should have put your foot on their neck. They were green. The Golden State Warriors weren't the players that they were in as the years went by. Okay? They were still coming into their own. They were still green. They were babies. They were still able to get beat. And that was your time to put your foot on their neck and let them know what time it was. Okay? You went 3-1, you would have had them. History would have been made. All you had to do was go into that full Jordan mode or whatever inner thing you could come up with to muster up some form of, I'm going to put my foot on these guys' neck. Okay, if you played basketball, how many of you actually played basketball? You realize when you're playing against certain people in basketball, you got the Hollywood players, I call. The guys that's too cool for school. They look good on a basketball court, right? They show offs. Okay? They don't want smoke. Okay? When you punch them in the face and, you know, you get rowdy with them motherfuckers, they don't want no parts of you. But there's some gritty cats. Them guys that get all up in your shit. That don't take no for an answer. You know, they talking at you. They all up in your face. You know, they screaming in your face. Those guys are the type of guys you have to go at. Those type of guys that LeBron James backed down from. Those are not the type of guys Michael Jordan backs down from. He wants that. He wants all of that smoke. This is why it's not the 6 championships. It's how he conducts himself. It's how he dominates games. And his willingness to always try to take it to the next level. Okay? Greatness is not judged upon just winning all the time. If that was the case, you could have said Bill Russell was the greatest basketball player all the time. I don't say that is because he's lacking in the individual department. This guy was an offensive mess. Okay, he got shot like 60-something from the free throw line. He just couldn't score that good. He was a good defensive player. But in order to be the best, the very best there is, you want to know what greatness comes down to? Greatness comes down to dominating on both ends of the floor. Okay? You have to be unique on both ends. And prior to that, your numbers have to be dominant on both ends of the floor. And your willingness to win, your leadership, plenty things leads to being the greatest basketball player of all time, or the greatest in your sport profession. Okay? Muhammad Ali has losses on his record, but Muhammad Ali is a much better boxer than Floyd Mayweather. He has a better career, he's a better boxer, and he has a better legacy. You know why? Because he never stood down. He took on the greatest challenges. While guys were fighting in their prime, he wanted to smoke with all prime fighters. He didn't wait till guys get old. He didn't candy pick a fight. He took on the best when they were the best. That's what Mike always wanted. Okay? And you could hear in interviews when Mike said, I wanted to compete against Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. And just when I wanted to beat them some more, they left the game. Okay? He even went to those guys and told them, hey, you know what? There's a new sheriff in town. These are things that LeBron James won't do. But in order to put fear in people, especially in the basketball court, because basketball is not just physical, it's mental too. You're playing a game of chess with people. You got to get in their head sometimes. And LeBron has proven to us mentally, sometimes he just breaks down. He froze in a lot of moments that you just don't see Mike do. Okay? It's just normal. We've seen it. All right? So, LeBron surpassing Mike, to me, is never going to happen. But that doesn't change the fact that he's a top 5 player. And I understand the debate will continue to go on and on. Okay? I understand that. But please understand this, LeBron fanboys. It is not about just winning 6 titles, okay? That's part of your legacy as a superstar. You need that. But it goes much deeper than just 6 championships. It's how you stand against adversity. What have you overcome? So let's put this in perspective. When we talk about Mike, we talk about how many championships he should have won if he didn't retire. For LeBron, we talk about championships that he left on the table. That's the big difference, okay? Sports out. Keep it 3,000.